I'm really excited to be a part of Bellator and just a part of this event in general. I got an offer I couldn't refuse for my future, not only my kids, my family, but my pretty much legacy of what I've done in mixed martial arts. I've tried to do everything underneath the sun in the sport to get it where it is today, and everything I have is because of the sport. I fought with integrity and with heart and determination like no other fighter has ever done. I've been through every surgery that any athlete has ever been through, and I've prevailed through it. And once again, I'm continuing to prevail through it. I'm healthy. My mind is in a good place. I have a boss that I no longer have to fight with, that has my back. I have a company that has my back. I no longer have a relationship that drags me down. I have a great family that has my back. I'm in a good place mentally, physically, and emotionally, like no other. And me being in the position I am right now, I had that little hunger of going, I want to be great again. And the way to be great again is not to fight chumps. It's to fight some of the best guys in the world. Rampage has been one of the best guys in the world time and time again. I've lost to the guys he's beat, and I've beat the guys that he's lost to. So it's just one of those things that this fight will make one of the biggest fights in 2013, and I believe in the whole future. And to make this fight happen, Bellator was the one to make this fight happen. As I said, they gave me an offer that I couldn't refuse. My future is solidified, and I'm happy about it. A company that I used to work for, I had to beg for tickets. I had to beg to be a part of it. And the whole year went by, and I waited, and I no longer can wait anymore. I got to think of the future of my children, and I'm doing this. I mean, I just turned 38 years old, and I feel good. I feel great. I've gone through things that many athletes don't come back after. And just because of my positive mindset and the way my body reacts, and thank God the blood that's in me from my parents, that I'm strong, I'm healthy, and I want to fight. Just have a positive environment around you makes your mind in a different place, in a better place to compete. And to compete with a strong mind, people saw what I did to Ryan Bader. My relationship was on hold for 8 weeks. Never said a word. All I did was train with my kids, train with my kids, train with my kids. That was it. People saw the outcome of the Bader fight. When my mind is not set, my back's pushed against the wall, and I'm not supposed to do anything special. I do things very, very special. I do things in a great way. And here with Bellator and against Rampage, November 2nd, I'm going to do something even greater. Everybody will see.
Rampage? Well, y'all know I'm happy to be here. Like I said in my last press conference with Bellator, I said once the other fighters hear about how things work over here and the sweet deal I got, that they will be coming over. And, I didn't think Tito would be the first one, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I was really looking forward to fighting Roy Jones. I was, you know. And but Tito signed with them, and, you know, Bellator's already done so many things for me. They made my dream come true of being a pro wrestler and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I'll fight Tito. I didn't even give, you know what I'm saying, any headache or nothing. I said, okay. Tito came over. He signed with Bellator. Hell, I'll fight my first fight. And I wanted my first fight with Bellator to be an MMA fight anyway, because I've been working on a lot of old skills that I forgot about once I got addicted to knocking people out. That's all I was trying to do. And so now I'm just working on everything, and it's good for me to get back into MMA and show the fans that I'm real serious about this comeback. You know, I've been fighting some tough guys, and it's hard to fight the top of the line with the injuries that I've had. So Tito know what I'm talking about. A lot of fighters don't know. A lot of fans don't know what fighters go through. They think all they see is us getting in the cage. They don't know about the training every day, and you have to train with the injuries and stuff like that. And they think, oh, you're making excuses. Like, no, I'm just keeping it real. You know, sometimes you show up to the fight and you're not 100%, but only certain fighters do that. Some fighters, you know, they bitch out. But, you know what I'm saying, fighters like me and Tito, We don't, and this is the thing that you guys don't know. Like I've been reading a lot of stuff, and me and Tito have been taking a lot of hits from some of the MMA fans, and it's not right for a lot of never will be's and never going to be's to call Tito and I has been. You know what I'm saying? You guys should really smack yourselves for saying stuff like that. Like people age, people get older, people have injuries, but one thing that they don't know about me and Tito is that we have something that they would never have. We have hearts, and I've trained with Tito for years. And I can tell secretly it's been a little competition between me and Tito. I remember when I first started out training with him and Rico Rodriguez. They used to kick my ass all the time and stuff like that. And, you know, they used to enjoy it. And then I started getting a little bit better, and me and Tito started going at it a little bit harder and stuff like that. And it's always been like a little, little times, you know, when me and Tito want to go at it in training. We went at it before a couple times in training. It's been a couple times with Big Brother and me and Tito had some battles and that people would never see, and now it's going to come out in the cage and in front of everybody. And so, yeah, it's going to be tough fighting a good friend like Tito, you know, but at the end of the day, I trust that Tito wants to put on a good show for the fans because that's what he is. He's a showman, and I'm a showman. You know, I've been in some of the best shows. I've been in Pride, fighting in front of 80,000 people, and you know, I've been in the UFC and the big shows, and you know, I've done movies, and now I'm doing pro wrestling. You know, I pretend that I'm a comedian. If you guys understand me, I just like to entertain people. Sometimes I do it a little bit too much, but this is what I like to do. Ever since I was a kid, I like to entertain people, and MMA has been getting really boring lately. I know you guys know this. MMA has been really boring for a while, and I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? I want to liven this sport up, and so I'm honored to fight a guy like Tito because no matter what, when he steps inside that cage, the animal, he brings it no matter if it's about 100% or not. But now that Tito and I both understand about the mental game, what you guys will never understand, the other place where we was at, you know what I'm saying, you got to get your mind right. And the mind frame just wasn't right. It's hard to explain. It's just the energy is bad over there. Over here, the energy is good. I'm already like starting my camp right now. And I'm feeling so positive about this fight and about everything else. So, if you guys don't believe me that I'm back, watch November 2nd. And I'm not going to do all this talking about all this other stuff. I'm just going to show y'all that night. Then you guys can follow me for the rest of my career and say, damn, Rampage.
Thank you. And to the telephone audience, if you have a question at this time, please press *1 on your touch-tone telephone. Just a reminder, if you're joining us via speakerphone today, make sure your mute function is turned off to allow the signal to reach our equipment. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, *1. And we'll go first to Dave Diebert at Post Media News.
Hi, guys. Thank you very much for the time. Just a couple quick questions for Tito. How much did seeing some of the guys coming in, like Randy and Frank, with Fightmaster and with Spike, how much did that influence your decision?
There were just so many facets amongst this whole deal, I think, that really kept my attention going throughout, the whole contract to be done. That had a little bit to do with it. Of course, anybody ever seen me on The Ultimate Fighter, I love to coach. I went to college to be a high school teacher and a wrestling coach. That was my idea, my goal, I thought, before fighting came about. So that is an idea, and that is something that did intrigue me a lot. I know I can do a lot better than any of those guys. The Ultimate Fighter, go ahead and tells, but I don't like to be cocky until it's already done. But it had a little bit to do with it, of course. But I think the longevity of what my business, the Tito Ortiz brand, is given from Viacom and from Bellator that they're going to offer me and what they're going to give me. Business is my forte. I understand it. I know what it takes to get there, and that's hard work and dedication. Anybody ever seen me on Apprentice? My number one question I asked Donald Trump was, how do you become who you are? He goes, Tito, I wake up every day and I work as hard as I possibly do. I possibly can. Well, I've been doing the same damn thing for the last 15 years. That's why I am where I am today, and I get the recognition of what I've done. And then when the Fightmaster does come about, and then I have an interest in it. Of course I do.
All right. Last one for you. There's been a couple. Dana alluded to it. Stephen Bonner alluded to it. Money issues that you may or may not be having, and that's why you're coming back. How much of this has to do with money? How much of it has to do with competition?
How do you feed your children or your family?
Well, sure, got to get paid.
Okay. Well, that's really not a problem. My kids didn't get paid either way. I was smart enough to save my money. I mean, I invest. And the biggest thing you can invest is something that people, they don't make much of. That's called land. And I own a lot of it. And I'm smart with my money. And right now it's about making history. It's about making another brand. It's about making a company, that I put my hard work of 15 years into that pretty much just shut me out and turned me down. Now I'm with another one that I'm going to do exactly the same thing with a positive environment around me, where some people who care about me and want to do something great in the sport. And I think the fans and the fighters in general need another opportunity instead of just answering to one man, to be able to have the opportunity to look somewhere else. And let me tell you, Bellator is giving that opportunity to fighters that I've always said from the very beginning about pay, about how they should be treated and so forth. And, Bjorn understands that, and he respects us fighters. And, you see Rampage coming over here. You see Couture coming over here, myself. And I think this is the beginning of many that will come, because people want to be treated right as fighters. We should respect as fighters. And that's what it comes down to. We're the modern-day gladiators, man. You win the crowd, you win your freedom. And I did that a long time ago.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Tito. Thanks, you guys.
And we'll go next to Karen Bryant at MMA Heat.
Thank you for taking the call. I've got a couple of questions. First one is for you, Quentin. A lot of people kind of thought we were getting punked with the talk of Roy Jones, and I know you and I have talked over the years a lot about your desire to box. So how close to reality was that? And, is that something that you and specifically Roy think you can come back around to after the Tito fight?
Honestly, I think Tito fucked up that fight. The whole time I was getting ready to prepare for Jones. I was going to get down to 200 pounds. I was already setting up a boxing camp and everything. Then when Tito signed the Bellator, I was like, damn, there goes my Roy Jones fight. But I think I think that the Jones fight will come around eventually after Tito and I fight. If everything's go according to plan and everything, I'm sure that's a fight that'll happen, because Jones is very interested in fighting me.
Well, that's good, but there's nobody else that you would consider if Roy doesn't work out? Because certainly, there was also talk about Roy and Anderson, and so was Roy a specific target for other reasons as well?
Well, it just came down to that. Like when I was boisterous about leaving the UFC and I wanted to box, before I even signed with Bellator, I was being real. I wanted to box because I heard Kimbo Slice was out there doing some boxing and he was doing good. I was like, hell, I'll box him. I just wanted to try boxing because if you think about it, I've done everything else. I've done wrestling, I've done jiu-jitsu tournaments in the beginning of my career, and I've done some K1, and I've done MMA apparently, and boxing was the only thing that I haven't done. So I was like, man, I want to try it before I retire. Because honestly, before Bellator come around, I was thinking about retiring because I didn't want to fight for the other company I was with no more. So I was like, hell, boxing's the only thing that I could do. And, because there was no other company out there that I really was thinking about until I met Bjorn. And so, it just played out the way it did. But when Tito came over, he fucked all that up.
Tito, do you have a response for that? Being the guy who put the wrench in the works?
I didn't mean to, but I want to fight the best. I come here and I fight somebody who no one knows, and all of a sudden people are like, "Oh, Tito's getting a gimme fight." I don't want no gimme fights. My whole career, I've always fought the top 5 in the world. I've always been tried to be shut down, and sometimes I come and I shut those people up, or I walk away with a close loss. But I've always came out and put on a show. And when I came here, I didn't want an easy fight. And it's about putting the friendship aside, as they say, and give the fans what they want to do. Our job is to fight. My job is to fight. Rampage's job is to fight. I love it. And when I have a positive environment around me, I love it even more. And I think, business is business. And on November 2nd, it's going to be business. I'm putting my poker face on, and Rampage better shuffle the right cards.